What's up, guys? Um, we'll continue with the hyperbola part. The other class we finished about ellipse. Today's class hyperbola. See, two classes I did for ellipse. Similarly, two classes for hyperbola. Now, please focus. I mean, tomorrow's class is offline. Come off at 6:15. Now, the other day, if you remember, don't get confused, ellipse, I gave you a standard equation. It said x square plus a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. I gave you a few names. I told you a is called as the length of, major axis. B is called as the minor axis. All these things, you guys would have learned it also. If not, please learn it or else hyperbola will become much more difficult. Now, every time I solved an ellipse question, if you actually observed the other day, I would have always filled the numerator first. Okay. And then based on the bigger number, I would have filled the denominator. So first the numerator and then the denominator when it comes to ellipse. But when it comes to hyperbola, things will change. First you fill the denominator, then only you will fill the numerator. Okay. But few changes. Instead of a plus, there'll be a minus. I'll tell you all those things. And one more thing, there is no such thing called as major axis or a minor axis. We use two different names. We use something called as transverse axis and conjugate axis. Transverse meaning equivalent of major, conjugate meaning equivalent of minor. Now, obviously, you'll ask me, what's the whole point of doing this? That is okay. It's like a identity. For hyperbola, we do not use the word major or minor. We use the word transverse or conjugate. Okay. Now, what is the main hint I told you? Main observation is you will see a minus here, but you will fill the denominator first and later the numerator in hyperbola. Okay. Denominator first and then only the numerator. Similarly, transverse is always by A, conjugate is by B. You will try to find C. Now, C's value, formula will be root of A square plus B square. All these things are the same. There's no absolutely difference. Same thing. Okay. Now, first question we'll dive into. First question. I'm supposed to find, 1 minute, I'll write it off in the previous slide itself. You're supposed to find foci. If you remember the other day, foci depends on C. Same concept here also. And vertices. Vertices depends on A. Here also same. After this, eccentricity. Okay. C by A. Remember? C by A. And LLR, length of lattice rectum, 2B square by A. If you see, every formula is the same. The only equation changes. First question, let's go into it. The question goes like this. X square by 16 minus y square by 9 equals 1. Don't think of it as an ellipse. Why? Look at the sign first. It's a minus. How do you deal with a parabola? See, parabola has two standard equations. Okay? Just like the way I told you the other time. Look at the numerators. Denominator you will fill first, I know. But always observe the numerators. X square is there. Okay? And y square is there. You write the numerators. Now, see. Guys, please focus here. I am not telling the bigger number should be A, the smaller number should be B. No, I am not telling that. Whatever comes first, whichever number comes first, you will blindly make it as A square, second number comes as B square. Now, if you ask me, sir, what if the question goes like this? Y square by 16 minus X square by 9 equals 1. If you observe both of them, both are two different questions. Now, see as to what I'll do. Again, I'll stick on to my hint. I told you fill the denominators first. Focus here. First, what number came? 16 came. Automatically A square. Second, what number came? 9 came. Automatically B square. What shape is it? Hyperbola or a parabola? Hyperbola. How do I know? Minus. What was there in the numerator? Y square. Here, numerator. X square. So if you see, I'm filling the denominator only first. I'm looking at the first number. Whatever it is. Bigger number, smaller number. I don't care. I write that to be A square. Next, B square. Okay. Then copy the question properly. Now, 1 second. I'll take it off. It's out of our question. I changed my thing as much as I could. It is looking like this right now. Now I'll start comparing. This is my equation. I realize that A square is equal to 16, which means A is equal to 4. B square is equal to 9, which means B is equal to 3. Now, how do you find C? Just now we learned. C is equal to root of A square plus B square. Correct? So, which is nothing but 16 plus 9, 25. C is equal to 5. You found the values of A, B as well as C. We are done. Now, how do you continue? A, B, C done. Please focus. First thing is I'm supposed to find something called as foci. Now, careful. Here, A, only talking about, okay, fine. Fine. Foci depends on C. Correct. Now focus here. A is under which letter in my question? A is under X, which means X coordinate will get filled. So it will be plus or minus C comma 0. Similarly, vertices also. A is under which axis? X axis. So what coordinate gets filled? A coordinate gets filled. So it becomes plus or minus A comma 0. Foci value is C. So it will be plus or minus 5 comma 0. Vertices value is A plus or minus 4 comma 0. Foci done, vertices done. Eccentricity. Eccentricity is given by C by A. C's value is 5. A's value is 4. Done. LLR 2B square by A. 2B square by A. 2 into B square is 9. A is 4. 9 by 2 is the answer. So, hyperbola, look for the minus. Everything else remains the same. First, you will fill the denominator. We'll solve a question. Let's not teach more. I'll solve a question. Careful. Y square minus x square is that. This is the question. 9 minus 27 equals 1. First, observe the question properly. Ellipse or hyperbola? Hyperbola. How do we know? Minus. So what do? Blindly you put a square, copy the minus. Blindly you put a b square, blindly put a 1. Now copy the question properly. First in the question, y square was there. Second in the question, x square was there. Okay. Now start comparing. A square's value is 9, which means a is equal to 3. B square's value is 27, which means b is equal to root 27. Root 27, you can simplify. It becomes 3 root 3. Okay. Now, obviously, I'll be able to find the value of b. How? Root of a square plus b square. Root 30 it becomes. 36, sorry. Root 36. Root 36 is nothing but 6. I got the values of a, b and c. Please focus now. Foci depends on c, I realize. But think of this. Here, in this question, a is under y-axis, which means y coordinate will get filled. Foci depends on c, therefore 0, comma c. Similarly, vertices. It is 0, comma plus or minus a. 0 comma plus or minus c is what? 6. Here 0 comma plus or minus a is what? 3. Done. So if you see, you will have to keep making changes. Eccentricity c by a. C's value is 6. A's value is 3. The answer is 2. Length of lattice rectum is 2b square by a. 2 as it is. B square's value is 27. A's value is 3. 18 is the answer. Got it? Next. So denominator first, that's all. 16x square minus 9y square equals 576. The other day we solved this question also. How do you make the denominator as 1? Divide by 576 throughout. You will do this. You will first change the question to our type. So it becomes x square by 36 after cancelling minus y square by 64 is equal to 1. Again, I see the minus hyperbola. Hyperbola meaning I fill the denominator first. Obviously, first a comes, then b square comes. Now x square is there, y square is there, which means a's value is 6, b's value is 8, c's value is 10 it will be. You add both of them. Okay, I found. Now careful. A is under x-axis, which means foci, the x coordinate will be filled. Foci depends on c, therefore c comma 0. Vertices plus or minus a comma 0. C's value is plus or minus 10 comma 0. Vertices a is plus or minus 6 comma 0. That's it. Got it? Eccentricity is equal to c by a, you will find. LLR equals 2b square by a, you will find. Got it? I'll solve one more question based on this. And tomorrow's class, carry your chemistry book. Okay, also. Little math is left. Also carry your chemistry book. We'll finish it off. But tomorrow's class, first half, I'll teach equilibrium. Second half, I'll teach a test based on complete conic sections. I'm done with the chapter. Okay. So one more question I'll solve, obviously. Let's say foci is given to us. Framing the equation. Foci is plus or minus 5 comma 0. Transverse axis. Length of transverse axis is 8. How do you solve this? Just now I told you. Transverse in hyperbola. First of all, transverse meaning hyperbola. Okay, remember this, hyperbola. Transverse axis length is 2a. 2a is equal to 8 given to me in the question. Gets cancelled. A's value equals 4. I mark it. Next, foci meaning plus or minus c comma 0. C's value is 5. But most importantly, if you focus here, c comma 0, c is there in the x coordinate, which means a will be under x, which means b will be under y. I write x square, I'll write y square equals 1. It's a hyperbola. So what sign in between? Minus. So you write x square as it is. A square, A is 4, A square is 16. Put a minus, y square. We don't know the value of B. We'll find it out. How? C is equal to root of A square plus B square, which means C square equals A square plus B square. I square on both sides. 25 minus 16 equals B square. B will be equal to 3. B square will be equal to 9 anyways. B square, no, they want. So B will be equal to 3. B square equals 9 equals 1. This is the answer for hyperbola equation. Getting it? Careful. Length of major axis meaning 2a only, but major meaning it will become ellipse. Ellipse meaning there will be a plus there. Got it? You gotta get used to it. We'll solve one more based on the same type. Now foci is given to me again. This time it is 0 comma plus or minus 13, and this time length of conjugate axis is given. How much is it? 24. Conjugate meaning 2b equals 24. Gets cancelled. B equals 12. Okay. Go back to the foci. Foci means C. It is nothing but 0 comma plus or minus C. C's value equals 13. But most importantly, it is there where under the y coordinate has been filled, which means under y, A will be under y square. Careful. So A will be under y square. Done. This is my equation. C's value is 13. A's value you should find. How do you find? C square equals A square plus B square. 13 square, 169. A square, I don't know. Minus B square is 144 equals B square. B square equals 25. That's what I want. So y square I keep it as it is. A square is, don't know. This is A square, guys, my bad. A square. A square is 25 minus x square as it is. B square is 144 equals 1. That's it. So if you see, it completely depends on us only as to how we take it. You practice this. Chapter is done. Tomorrow, get prepared. Watch everything again and come to class tomorrow. Carry your chemistry books. We'll finish off. I'll finish the major part in equilibrium tomorrow. You come tomorrow's class late. I don't know what to do, man. Very important chapter anyways. Okay. So I'll see you tomorrow. But second half, I'm going to ask you guys questions based on conic sections. Make sure you guys prepare and come. See you.